Yes, sir. God damn it!
What's up, everybody? It's the Manic Paco. I'm posted up in the cut, in the cut like a bandage.
Hold on a second.
Hey, shout out to Paco.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's the Manic Paco. I'm posted up in the cut like a bandage.
And this is Gene Von Banyard, aka Mr. Popcorn, holding it down here on Paco's Power Hour. Let's get it popping.
All right, we're gonna get it on and popping and cracking and lacking and all that. You know what? Today is episode 33. Shout out to all my Masons.
And Jesus.
Oh, and Jesus died at 33.
Died. Yeah.
Let me see. What else is there? It's a lot of significance to the number.
33 as well. You should know this, Paco. It's the highest level of Freemasonry.
Supposedly, I don't know. This is what they tell us, right?
Yeah, not calling you a Freemason, not calling you a Freemason, but I know you look into these things.
I was about to accuse you. It's all good, man. You know.
That's just apathy. We'll leave that to apathy.
Apathy. I know he's the grand leveler, right? Remember he made that whole Freemasonic song.
Yeah. That whole album was pretty much that. Yeah.
And I loved it.
I think it is. What's that? Oh, great album.
Yeah, great album. I recommend. We got to revisit that at some point because you know he's a little more underground. I want to focus more on underground artists. You know.
Yeah. Apathy's great.
He's not like a Jay-Z or somebody. He's actually more real.
I think he's better than Jay-Z personally.
Right.
I think he's a way better rapper.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, I think the difference between somebody like Jay-Z and Apathy, I can feel the passion when Apathy raps.
Oh yeah,
he's got a love for hip hop. You can't fake that.
And also, you know, we're not spring chickens. He's from our era, and he's constantly referencing the 80s and the 90s. You know. Transformers, video games, Ninja Turtles, all
the great stuff. Yeah. Shout out to Apathy.
Come on the show.
Oh yeah, Apathy. I know you're watching this, so get on the show. Here, look, I got a picture with Apathy. Let me see that. There's Apathy and Self-Titled.
Oh yeah, so you went to see the show, yeah?
That was years ago, but yeah, I got that album, the Demigods Killmatic, which is another classic to me.
We have reviewed that. Reviewed that.
That. We did. Not on Paco's Power Hour. We got a whole new audience.
Yeah, so let's do it again.
Absolutely. I got the vinyl right there. Autographed by them themselves. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
The promotion is so bad here for hip hop.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street, and on a lamppost, I saw this A4, this just white paper A4, Apathy self-titled, performing blah, blah, blah yesterday.
Oh.
And that was the first I'd ever heard of it, was this fucking thing on a lamppost.
It's terrible. And you know, on their Facebook or whatever, they don't really post too much. I think they might post once their tour dates, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, you got to have their phone number to know when they're performing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, when are you performing, bro?
Yeah, certainly down here as well. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen that often.
Right.
I missed a couple. Huh?
I was lucky to get to that concert.
There was a couple of gigs I should have went to. I don't know if I heard about it, but Outer Space performed here.
Oh, what?
And Vinnie Paz came out with them as well. And La Coca Nostra, I would have really liked to. I should have gone to La Coca Nostra. That was a mistake,
Yeah. Dang, Outer Space is Planetary and Crypto War Child.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Phenomenal, actually. I love their albums.
Yeah.
We got, you know, I know you guys are listening to this Outer Space, so get on the show, please. We need you guys. Pablo knows all these guys.
I know that's the thing. Hey,
we gotta talk to Pablo.
Help us out.
Pablo's the missing link.
Yeah.
All right. So, without any further nonsense, let's just go ahead and get into everybody's favorite segment, which is the weather report. Gene, what's the weather like over there?
9 degrees Celsius, which
Wow.
is 1 second. It's cold. It's nighttime here, so it's winter,
Yeah.
and it's 11 o'clock at night. 48 Fahrenheit.
Wow. 48
Yeah,
degrees.
It's cold.
I-
Hence
I
why I have a cold. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not funny.
No,
Anyways,
it's not.
yeah.
It's not.
We're gonna get into it, man. We got a special album review for you guys today. Of course, this album. Oh, we're gonna get right into the album review, by the way. Anyways, the album is called. Hold on, where's it at? Let me pull it up real quick. I
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Breaking news. Ronnie is just finishing up his up an IV, and he's going to come on. So let's hold before we start, because
Yes,
Ronnie's going to
sir.
be here soon. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's Ron. Yeah, hello. Who's this?
Sorry, I was doing some work.
Ronnie, that's
Well,
no
good.
excuse. This is your work.
I know.
Good to have
sorry.
you.
Ronnie, what's the weather like where you're at?
Well, it's 68 and sunny today with a high of 86.
What's that in Celsius?
Hold on, I'll tell you because I have an iPhone. I can switch it.
I don't know if you can. Sounds like a lie.
It is 18 degrees Celsius with a high of 34.
And the show has reached a new low.
Thank you for that. Over here in Arizona, Phoenix area, 600 plus 23. That's where you'll find me. It is actually. Hold on, let me pull it up too. I should have done this earlier. I skipped over my part too. I just went straight into the album review after you told us what it was like in Australia. Anyways, right now it's 68 degrees. The sun is out, so that's going to change very soon.
So that would be 18 degrees Celsius.
Right.
So
Okay.
Right up.
But what time in the morning? That's you're at 6 o'clock in the morning there. Yeah.
It's 6:18. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 7:19.
Wow.
And it is 11.
So it's like
11:19 p.m.
It's 50
Sorry?
degrees difference, right? As far as Celsius and Fahrenheit. Whatever. Because if it's 18 degrees Celsius,
Frozen
then
pie.
it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is. Yeah. Well, I was just saying, if it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, then and it's 18 degrees Celsius, that's 50 degrees off difference, right?
Oh well, but there's the conversion of Fahrenheit and Celsius. It doesn't match up 1 to 1. Yeah. So what did you say?
I'm thinking
68?
it does, and I'm going to keep it like that.
68 Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
is
68.
It's 20 degrees. So it's not far off.
Oh,
It's 48. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's terrible. Ronnie gave me misinformation. Yeah. Now we can get into the album review. The album we're reviewing is called Serpent. It's by Kool, and I'm gonna pull up the cover real quick. That's the cover right there. Let's discuss our thoughts on the cover. Ronnie, give us your thoughts.
It's nice.
It is. It is.
No. I like because isn't it it's the which sorry. I'm looking at the albums right at the cover. I did not look at the cover.
We are prepared.
Gene, give us your thoughts. Yes.
It's great. You've got some sort of voodoo action there with a serpent, a snake coming out of like some, witch doctor zombie's mouth. You're in for something weird and different when you see this cover. Yeah. If you didn't know it was hip hop, you wouldn't guess that it was hip hop.
Right.
I will say the one thing I like about it is I can never pronounce his name, Dr. Octagonacologist.
That's
He's
it.
like one of
That's
my
it. Yeah.
favorite Keith alter egos. Like,
Yeah. Same.
um, and the album cover, you can just like you can see that well, he always puts thoughts into it, and I think he's putting some little hidden messages in, but that's just my thought on it.
Possibly.
Right.
Possibly.
I'm not familiar with Kool Keith. I have seen his album covers in the past, and they did catch my eye, but I never listened to it. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like the type of music I would like. I didn't know. I knew it was hip hop, but I didn't think it was going to be what I would like. So I never did. I might have to go back in the past and listen to them. But this album cover,
Yeah.
it seems very esoteric. Like I don't know how to say it. It seems very, yeah, like Ronnie said, a lot of hidden messages. It's probably 7 layers deep with meaning, if I had to guess. This reminds me of the way they drew the He-Man cartoon, and the snake looks like he's laughing. He's smiling. You know,
He does look like
I
a
like.
friendly snake, doesn't he?
No, that's an evil grin.
It's just coming out as eating someone's stomach.
Yeah, we're gonna
Having a good
the
time.
thing up there. There's the album cover if you guys want to see it. It's at the corner now. But yeah,
Lovely.
so that's our thoughts on the album cover. Let's go ahead without wasting any kind of time. We're getting into criteria 1.
Can I
Right?
say something real quick?
Yeah.
Shout out to Spencer.
Oh my god, I swear to God. Basically, we're gonna get into the beats first. Gene, kick us off, man. What are your thoughts on the beats?
They're good. They're different. There's a lot of different styles going on here. Yeah. You've got a lot of futuristic hip hop stuff, but then you've got a lot of traditional soul, jazz. You've even got, I don't know the exact proper words, but you've got like traditional African music's been mixed in as well. Yeah. So it does have a real kind of heady, voodoo, jazzy, in the future vibe. Yeah. You know, animal on another planet. That's what I liked about this. It grabbed my attention straight away because it was very, very, very different. But it all works together. It's not a mishmash. It's not a mess at all. It's not perfect, but since we are doing halves, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Wonderful. And I'll address the chat real quick. What's up, Eastside? This album is called Serpent. It's by rapper Kool Keith. I recommend you take a listen
Dr.
to it.
Doom with an extra O.
What?
AKA Dr. Doom with 3 O's.
Yeah. Anyways, Ronnie,
Yeah.
do you want to give your thoughts on the beats?
Yeah, I'll give him a solid 4. I like what Real Bad Man kind of did for him on a lot of those beats. It kind of reminded me like of, back in the day he used to use Cutmaster Kurt, and it kind of like the same inspirational style, I guess, out of it. Like he always tries to pay homage to those like old school beats. So
yeah, it's wonderful. So you gave it a 4?
Yeah.
All right. My thoughts on the beats. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. When the first, like, you put on the album and there's like a little skit or something from, it might be from somewhere else, it might be custom to this album, I don't know. I have no reference from it. But after that, the beat comes in hard. The beats are great. I really enjoyed the abstract, kind of slow pace but hard hitting, very hip hop ish. I love these beats. I'm gonna give it a 5, man. These did not disappoint.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Good.
The first beat really got me in. After I heard that drop, I was like, okay, this is sick. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what Kool Keith sounds like. But then, we'll get into lyrics and my thoughts on that. But the beats are phenomenal, to say the least. I'm giving it a 5. I really enjoyed these. The whole album, the beats were on point to me, very outside the box, but also inside the box, if that makes sense. It's like I didn't expect it, but it's also on par with what I like. I didn't know I liked this type
Okay,
of
good.
music beats. You know,
Good.
very
Good.
good. I
We teach each other.
really
We teach each
enjoy.
other. We teach
Yes,
each other here on
yes.
Paco's Power Hour. Yeah.
Here on Paco's Power Hour, we enjoy teaching each one phrase.
Can I say something?
No. Criteria. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
Like, if you listen to a lot of new hip hop, they don't like they use the same like kind of auto-tuned little beats. Like
Yeah.
he used a lot of those deep bass like sounds, like, but it didn't overpower the other like instrumentals on the tracks.
Right.
Like a lot of people like their bass is too up, but they're like, you know, those snares and everything else just you can't. It overpowers it once you put it in your car. You can't. Sometimes that bass overpowers everything.
Everything else,
He
yeah.
had the right balance,
He did.
and it wasn't too like cookie cutter like a lot of these new school like mumble rappers use. Like they use a lot of the same cookie cutter beat.
I hate that.
Like that.
Yeah, I hate that cookie cutter beat. And also, when you're listening to each beat, it's almost like he got a sample and he really featured it. You know what I mean? He really took a sample from somewhere and actually featured it, made it the star of the beat. But then also the surrounding beat around the sample really helped it shine. If that makes sense.
And on the I have a speaking of beats later on in this podcast, I have a really good recommendation that you guys are gonna like. So
okay, you know what? We'll be sure to get into that maybe. Criteria number 2. Let's get the lyrics. Ronnie, kick off the lyrics. What are your thoughts on this?
To be honest, like Kool Keith is always like been a really good wordsmith. He's not like the most like he's not the fastest rapper. He's not like the most intellectual rapper at times. But he has his own style, and it's been the same. He kind of like reminds me of like that whole MF Doom.
Oh yeah,
like, area, like Black Star kind of. You know, I'm gonna give him a 4, just because he stayed to himself. He hasn't altered his. I want to give him a 5, but he's not really in my top 10, so I'm gonna give him a 4 because his I'm gonna give him a 4 just because he's like he can kill it. It doesn't matter what album he's on, whether he's on his own album or if he's on like some of those like presentation albums he's been on. So I'm gonna give him a 4 for sure.
Okay, 4. That's fair, I think. Gene, please give us your thoughts. By the way, the connection is good on this end. You're not lagging or anything over here. So speak your mind.
Okay, good. Ooh, I hear what you're saying, Ronnie. I do hear what you're saying. But the way Kool Keith words things, yes, the phrases that he comes up with, the way he can put various thoughts and ideas together, and it could sound just like complete insanity. Sometimes it does, but it's always entertaining. And it just it's entertaining, it's engaging. It doesn't always make sense, but he does it in a really cool way that it works. So I'm going to go, but it's not perfect. I'm going to give it a 4.5 again.
I forgot about the 0.5s.
Right. You want to change it to 4.5?
Yeah, hook me up with a 4.5.
You know, okay. On the first list, I listened to this album 3 times. Okay. 1 time like a week ago, and then 2 times in a row today. And basically what I'll say about the lyrics, he doesn't got the best flow, because, you know, his words are great, but he doesn't really flow. You know, at times it almost seems offbeat, like he's reading poetry.
Yeah.
And I remember on the first go through, I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" The second time, I started to pick up more on what he was going for. It's almost like the same thing I had with RA. Sometimes it sounded like he was off beat, but then I listened to it again. I'm like, no, he's on beat. It's just me. You know, you got to catch it. You got to really listen to it. So I was really listening to it the second time, and I'm like, "Oh wow, this is great." And then the third time, what sounded like just gibberish to me had actual meaning, and it was connecting. This is not a one-time through album, okay? If you really want to get the full meaning, it goes pretty deep. You know, the metaphors and everything are crazy, but they do make sense. And for that clever creativity, I'm gonna give him a 5. This
Excellent,
is
excellent.
this is great, and my favorite song. Oh, we'll get to the favorite songs at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it just blows my mind how people are able to write, and then how it got a delayed fuse at times. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
yeah.
And just on that note of just seeming just to read stuff and not actually rap or rhyme. In the Dr. Octagonologist album, he literally just reads from medical books. Yeah.
Really?
That's why
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite Kool Keith albums.
Yeah.
Wow, I gotta hear that.
But it works. It works. It's still cool somehow. It
Wow.
makes it dope. Yeah.
That is interesting. Note to self: maybe check out that album that Gene just said that I can't remember what it was. Hooks, Criteria 3. I'll kick off the hooks. The hooks were pretty good. They really kept the songs flowing. If I may say. Some of them were kind of, I don't want to say cringe, but I'm going to. Some of them were a bit cringe for me. But as far as keeping the flow of the song going, I do appreciate the hooks for that. But I'm not a real huge fan of the hooks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 3. I think this album would have done better without hooks.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you care to give your thoughts?
I'm feeling the same thing. I'm gonna still give it a. I mean, they were placed properly. Like they, give them the 3-verse typical, like 3.5 minute, 3 minute 15-second like hip hop track. If you look at the length of all those songs, between like 3:15 and like 3:45, it's like almost every song on the album. So I mean, he stuck to that basic old school hip hop. Like even though the rhyming patterns and like some of the beats weren't like old school hip hop, like where those
Traditional.
hooks were at. Like I'm gonna give it a 4, just because yeah, the hooks, they coincided with whatever tracks he was on, like Fire and Ice. That's but we'll get to that after in a little bit. But the how he has it set up, how 16 bars, 24 bars hook, 16 bars, 24 bar hook. Like I'm gonna give it a 4. Like sticks to that pattern.
All right, wonderful, Gene.
Well, you both basically said all that I wanted to say, so I will land in the middle of you both and go 3.5.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah.
0.5.
No need to repeat what's already been said.
I know. Anyways, we're going to criteria 4, the features. Gene, give us your thoughts on the 3 features that's on here.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have? Okay, let's go through the features. Sorry, give me a sec. My phone's gone spazzy.
Yeah.
Ice-T was great. Yeah. It's always fun to hear Ice-T. I wish he would actually lay down a verse when he features.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's been on a few tracks, yeah, like he was with Alchemist and Rock Marciano on their new album, but he just did a little spoken word thing. He didn't actually,
right.
He actually didn't do a verse, and this he's just kind of like preaching from the battlements for people to go to war, just doing his Ice-T verse. But he's a heavy metal dude, so I get it as well. Yeah, body count, of course. The first one, Cool, Calm, whatever. I can't read the rest of it. He was cool. Atmosphere did his thing, Slug from Atmosphere.
Yeah.
He did his thing. But all that aside, who I want to get to is Manstar featuring Z Loopers. Yeah? That guy was dope. That guy was fucking dope. Yeah. Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, ooh, if there was ever an Aesop Rock baby in hip hop, it's this guy, because I thought it was Aesop Rock. I went to the track list and I was like, what the fuck? But more grungier, and it's got a similar tone. The lyrics are kind of just as wacky, but it's more grungier and grittier. There's more of a sense of weird danger to this guy. Yeah, I've definitely got to check out more of this guy's stuff. Apparently, he's from the Bruiser Brigade, which is Danny Brown's posse out of Detroit.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's where he's from. That's his clique. But yeah, and because the others did their thing and Z Loopers just basically stole the party. I'm definitely going to give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Yeah.
All right. Rodney, please give us your thoughts on the features.
So the few features they had were really good, but the reason I'm going to give it a 3 is because I wish Ice Cube would have at least, or not Ice T would have had a verse.
Yeah.
It got me all excited on Fire
Right.
and Ice. I was like, oh yeah, and then boom, like that was like
It's frustrating, eh?
that was a letdown for me. So I'm going to give him a 3. I mean,
Right.
I'm a huge old school hip hop fan, so I was like, all right, obviously Ice T hasn't put out anything new in like a long time.
Yeah.
I don't see him putting out anything, but I was like, maybe he'll get on this, even if he spits like 5-6 bars. Like his spoken word stuff's kind of good, but like I was real disappointed. That was Gene stole my thunder on that. I was like, man, that if Ice T would have had a verse, like even though he,
he's old.
even though he probably wouldn't have had like the dopest verse, like I just think that nostalgia would have like kicked it up for me. So I'm gonna give him a 3.
Right. Okay, good. The features, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'll give it a 2. They didn't really need it, but at the same time, it was like you said. I mean, I was looking at when I heard Fire and Ice, I was like, oh, is that Slug? And I look and I was like, oh, that is. And I say, wait, Ice-T's on this? I didn't even recognize his voice. And then so I'm looking through the other features and I see Ice-T was again later on. And I was like, oh, maybe he'll rap then. And then he did not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
he
right.
did not. And I was like, what? I was like, what are we doing, Ice-T? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's annoying.
I'm very disappointed with Ice-T, and I would not support him. Here at Paco's Power Hour, we're actually pushing for a ban on Ice-T. Let's get him canceled, everybody.
No, I don't.
I'm just kidding. This is a joke. It's a joke.
But saying, I mean, like, I know you're only joking. Yeah, Ice-T is old, but
right,
a couple of years ago or something, a few years ago, I saw Body Count, Cop Killer back in the day, his heavy metal group.
Right.
And like incredible front man, incredible energy, great voice, really funny with the crowd, and he was like 67 years old, and it was rocking harder than a lot of 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds I've seen do it. Yeah. So respect to Ice-T.
Yeah. I mean, Gene gives respect to you, Ice-T. I hope it's worth it. Basically a 2. You know what I mean? Kool Keith was just blown my mind with his lyrics. At least we didn't need any features. I don't think, but they were good. Slug was good. He didn't outshine.
It was decent, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, agreed.
And I'm be real honest. I was a little disappointed with Slug. I thought it was going to be better, but he came with this kind of slow.
He's getting old. Yeah. Not to be disrespectful, but he's getting old.
It's not disrespect. It's a blessing to get old.
Oh, yeah, it is. But he's lost a lot of his punch, yeah.
Yeah, he's not cool anymore. Yeah. I mean, ever since that Bob Seger song, it's just kind of self-aware of his oldness. And he's very sad about it. Yeah. It's like, okay,
he's sad about it.
We're all getting old too. Ill Bill's old, but he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying?
MC8 is about 94 years old.
Right.
And the track that he did with Conway the Machine, it was fucking great. Yeah. It was hard as nails. Yeah.
So Slug, I know you're listening. Dude, take note. Man. Don't care about your oldness. We don't care about your childhood trauma. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's back to Kool Keith. Kool Keith doesn't care that he's old either. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't show, I don't know.
No, Kool Keith's not young. No, he'd be 40s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's old too, but it doesn't. You don't feel it in his music that he regrets being old.
No, you don't even think about it.
Right.
Until
Slug comes along, it reminds everybody. Like, okay, relax, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why people don't feature you anymore.
Kool Keith is 59 years old.
And he's way better than Slug.
Yeah.
Slug, if you want to come on Paco's Power Hour, make sure you email the Gmail.
You know what? Yeah.
And you can have at it with Paco.
Yeah. You know what?
I'll even send you his address.
He's such an old piece of shit. He probably doesn't even know how to listen to a podcast. All right. So let's keep it. All right. Let's get our thoughts out there. Let's give our final thoughts on the album. Who wants to go first? Ronnie?
Favorite tracks.
Oh, yeah. Gene, please speak on your favorite track while I add
Yeah,
this up.
yeah. Manstar featuring Z Loopers. Yep, 100%. Good science fiction weirdness to a T.
Ronnie, what's your favorite track?
Fire and Ice, Fire and Ice. Kool Keith's the fire. Ice T's the ice.
And we don't know what Slug is because he's just old. All right, so
Shout out to Spencer, aka Slug.
oh no. Let me see here. Well, just to chat. Why did I wake up for this on my day off? Because you love
Maybe.
Paco, huh? You
Maybe,
love him.
Hello, Selena.
Selena, yeah, she
Hello,
loves
Selena.
me to death. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That's because she's in Tucson. There's nothing to do over there.
16.5. I'm
I
almost
should
done.
come move over to where you guys
Yeah.
are.
Come on over, Gene.
Yeah.
See,
Hello,
10.
Selena.
Oh, Gene, I gotta send you some of these Philly cheesesteak Pringles.
Oh no. Do they have Philly cheesesteaks? She says
Nah.
hi, Gene.
We
And
don't have cheesesteaks.
Have you ever had a cheesesteak?
No, we don't have them here.
Okay, Gene's off the podcast for good. No, I'm just kidding.
I've had meat and cheese and bread, so you know.
Right. But it's the way you do it. You got to cuss while you're making it. It's good. Okay. Yeah, Ronnie, I got to give my favorite track. Hold on. It's called something Glass. Let me see.
It's called Fire and Ice with Slug.
No. It's called Off the Glass. That song was so dope to me, dude. I had to listen to it like 3 or 4 more times. Off the Glass. I think it's about basketball, if I'm not
Shout
mistaken.
out to Mount Westmore.
No. Shout out to Mount Westmore. They had their chance. And they ruined it. No, but Off the Glass is my favorite. I don't even like basketball, but that song was just it was so paint a picture-y.
Paint a picture.
Yeah.
I have a recommendation: self-titled Mount Westmore album.
Oh no, self-titled's not on that. Ronnie, you know what?
Huh? What's going on?
Ronnie, why don't you give us your thoughts on your final thoughts on this album? You gave it a 15.5. Do you think that's on par with what you think?
I think so. It's definitely worth listening. If you never listened to Kool Keith, it might not be the first album you want to listen to of him. His Mr. Octo albums are pretty good. I think the first one was probably my favorite one. But
Yes, sir.
you got to get to know Kool Keith because he has a lot of different. He's kind of like MF Doom. He has all those different personas.
Yeah.
So if this is your first Kool Keith album, you might want to listen to 1 or 2 other ones prior to listening to this. But yeah, it wasn't his best album, but it was definitely a decent album.
Right. All right. Gene, you gave this a 16.5. Okay.
I'll give the beats a 5 to make it 17. Because they are worth
Okay.
the 5.
All right. We'll allow it this time.
That's all right.
But next time you better be on point.
Because it's at least a 17. It's at least a 17 for me. This album. This album's great. I'll probably like it more the more I listen to it.
Yeah.
It's the best thing Kool Keith has done in a while, as well, because he puts out a lot of music like constantly. Yeah. But a lot of the time the concepts aren't always solid. This one is.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps it up. And New Zealand for a while.
Okay.
Gene's starting to sound like Slug.
Yeah.
Hello, what's happening?
You were breaking up bad, and it would like scratch out words, and it was really slow, and then you just kind of stopped.
Sound like Slug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I say that again?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I regret being mean to Slug. We know how emo he is. He might be desperate from that. Depressed after that. Go ahead, Gene. Go ahead and say it again, please. Yeah, we didn't get any of that. Also, I'll be right back. I gotta go pee bad.
Okay. 17 out of 20, definitely. I will probably like this album the more I listen to it. It's the best thing Kool Keith's done in a while. He puts out a lot of music. The concepts aren't always solid. This concept is. 59 years old, fantastic effort. Take note, Slug. And and shout out to my homie Tam from New Zealand for recommending this to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you. I mean, it's not his best album, but it's definitely one of the best albums he's put out in a while. And it's very well, like the concept, everything like kind of ties itself together from the album cover to the tracks to some of the features to the titles to everything. Like you could tell he put a lot of time and thought into this.
Yeah,
how he laid
yeah.
this album out.
Absolutely. Dr. Octagonacologist that's his classic. That's his best album ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll ever top that. It was just a special moment in time, lightning in a bottle. And we should recommend.
Was good too.
What's the one? Sorry.
The return was pretty good too.
It was pretty good. Nowhere is good, but pretty good. Yeah. But we should definitely recommend the original to Paco and get him to listen to it. I think he might enjoy it. Yeah.
I think he might understand his.
All right. I hope you guys were not talking about me.
You need to listen to Dr. Octogynecologist. That's a Kool Keith's first album. It's definitely, or his first studio album, I think. But you got to listen to it. You'll understand a little bit more of what he does.
If
you listen to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure because I was impressed by this album. To say the least.
I think it came out like 01, right, Gene? Something like 2000, 2001, something like that.
I'm just looking now. It came out in 96.
1996. Wow.
Yes,
yeah. That was a really good year.
There's
a lot of stuff coming out in 96.
Right. West Side Connection came out.
Yeah, okay. Cool. It was his fourth album, actually. His first album was Critical Breakdown in 1988. This is how long this guy's been doing it, yeah?
Right.
Almost as long as Mount Westmore.
No. Okay. You know what? I don't like you, Ronnie. I was going to
stuck with me. It's too late.
You know what? We'll address the chat. Selena said, "Did you guys review? Did you guys do the Boys in the Hood review yet?" No, we didn't plan to, but since you put it out there, we will eventually at a certain point.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also said nobody likes Ronnie.
That movie's a bit.
It's okay. She lives in Tucson.
Yeah, I'd rather review one of my favoriteest movies of all time. It's called Screwed. It's got Danny DeVito, Dave Chappelle, and Norm Macdonald on it. So
How High?
Yeah, we'll do that cliche.
Especially Danny DeVito. He's the best.
Yeah, dude, Screwed is a great film. It's a ransom movie. It's a movie about a ransom.
Okay.
It's very good. It's very good.
Do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Let me see. I love that show.
I like the earlier seasons. I don't like it as much anymore.
Okay.
I really like the blackface episode. You know what? We're gonna go. Huh? What was that?
That's when they're painting the baby. Yeah.
Anyways,
Workaholics is
Workaholics, a masterpiece.
Great show.
Workaholics was definitely a masterpiece.
Okay. Yeah, watched all of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So,
what other random?
Yeah.
What other TV shows?
You can't help but watch. Yeah, I'm fully torqued right now. So let me see here. What was I going to click on?
What did you do in the bath?
Got ready for our next segment. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see here. The album review Serpent. Anyways, I'll give my thoughts. I gave it a 15 out of 20, which is a good representation. I've never really listened to Kool Keith. I'm sorry. I was like mumbling and slurring. I'm a bit exhausted. Just came off 13 hours. But, but I'm just going to say it's worth a listen. Not only is it worth the listen, it's worth to a few re-listens because you will find deeper meanings like I did. with the verses, and they'll make more sense if you do listen to it like 2 or 3 more times. You know what I'm saying? So I do recommend that you guys give it a listen, and then if you don't like it at first, give it another try, and it'll probably open up a bit more to you.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, that's what I could say about it. Just not being a Kool Keith fan and actually hearing him, I might actually become a fan of Kool Keith because of this.
Well, it's
and
been
also
dot-bombed.
it made me.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because that seems to be not as mainstream as a lot of other artists, you know?
No.
I will say it did make me less of a fan of Slug. And Ice-T also. Ice-T as well.
Okay.
It's almost like they just kind of put a recorder in the room and say, oh, let's hope to get Ice-T rambling about something. And they did.
He did.
Yeah.
Just pretty much what he does now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Shout out to
I mean,
Ice-T.
He's been on TV for over 20 years. You know, he's
Right.
fine.
He's a Kelly star. Yeah. All right. That concludes the album review portion of this. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get into a segment real quick. This is everybody's second favorite segment. The fans have spoken. Right after the weather report, this is their favorite segment, and it's called Spencer's TikTok. Make sure you guys go out and follow Spencer on TikTok. If you have that application, TikTok, Spencer is a revolutionary when it comes to the app TikTok. He puts so much forethought and work into his videos that you will absolutely love them. Whatever emotion you're feeling, he has a TikTok video for that. Whatever you need to say to get off your chest in a creative way, he has a TikTok video for that. If you don't know what to say in a certain situation, whatever situation that is, he has a video for that. It's very well thought out. A lot of times it's very funny, comical, but when it's time to get serious, he has a lot of serious videos also. You know, if you're missing somebody, he'll teach you how to grieve properly. You know what I'm saying? If you're sick, he'll teach you how to heal yourself with your own thoughts. Not if also, he's very intelligent with his words. He's a wordsmith. He busts freestyle flows. You know what I'm saying? He also teaches you how to change a tire, change your oil, all that stuff, but in a very comical manner. But it's all retainable information because you're laughing and you're watching the videos. And TikTok is a great outlet for Spencer. Shout out to Spencer. Follow his TikTok. You'll see why he's got 7 million subscribers already. And he just started this channel.
And remember, kids, don't use engine brake.
Right.
City limits.
Right. I mean, sure, he's got a Class A with the automatic restriction, and he only drives Class B vehicles. He's still a Class A driver, right? He's still a professional driver. I mean, sure, he's petrified of driving a tractor-trailer combination vehicle, but he's still a professional.
A manual?
He's never driven a manual because he's got the automatic restriction on his license, which prevents him from doing that, but he's still a professional. Shout out to Spencer. And please follow his TikTok. That concludes. Go ahead.
Only 2-pedal drive?
Yes, brake and gas. That's all he knows. Go ahead, Gene.
Does he ride a unicycle?
He not only rides a unicycle, he's the man who invented a unicycle. All right, that concludes. That's Spencer's TikTok segment conclusion. As my good friend Spencer would always say.
Yes, sir.
Or?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, so there you go. There's Spencer right there. Make sure you guys follow his TikToks. You will not regret it. You'll actually put other people onto it.
Except, just to preface this, if you guys are highly offended by bunt cakes, do not look at his channel.
You know what? He will make you like bunt. I like bunt cakes now because I was watching his TikTok videos.
That's the only thing him and I do not see eye to eye on.
Like, but in his defense, Spencer's an old soul.
There's Slug.
Oh, geez, don't get me started on Slug. Oh my God, here we go. Somebody break out the dentures.
Can I say my recommendation? I gotta get going a little bit.
All right, we'll do recommendations just to cater to Ronnie. Paco's Power Hour original segment recommendations. Ronnie started off.
All right, so I've been watching a couple videos on YouTube from the Rock the Bells channel, and there's a hold on. So give me 1 second.
Oh, can you guys start with my recommendations? Oh wait, I'm not ready. Ozo status. Gene, you got a recommendation?
Yeah, sure. I'll just have a look. Give me a sec.
About that. Sorry about that.
All right, let him finish, Gene,
So
please.
the Salute the Sample. I've been watching Salute the Sample on YouTube, and it shows like how a lot of these hip hop artists, like where they got their samples from, and kind of how they like toned down the sample, or how they like tuned it down a little bit to get it to be where they need to be, or what other things they've added on top of those. There's a lot of, and they're quick videos, they're like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long, but it's LL Cool J, Cool Keith,
Oh, yeah.
and DJ Z Trip, and they go through and kind of check out like different, from old school to like new school, hip hop tracks. They show the like original track that they used, and kind of how they auto tuned them or tuned them down or tuned them up, or what part of the loop they sampled to get their beats. So if
That's-
y'all into hip hop, go check that out.
Gene, is this relevant to you?
Yeah, I would definitely check this out. I'm interested in production, hip hop. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Is this relevant to me? Of course it is. I love samples, and I love when there's a sample and you don't really know it's a sample until it's kind of revealed at the end. Sick Jacket's good at that. Just a lot of producers that are good at that as far as sampling. So yes, thank you for that recommendation, Ronnie. I will definitely check it out. And
Yeah,
it's called
good
Rock the
recommendation.
Bells. Huh?
No, it's called
Can you link?
Salute the Sample
Can-
on the Rock the Bells YouTube channel.
Okay, cool. Rock the Bells YouTube channel. Salute the sample.
Can you link that in the chat, Ronnie?
Yeah, I will send it up here as soon as I get off the phone. I'll send it up.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ronnie. Hang up. All right, so
Shout out to Cellini. I'll talk to you guys later.
all right, man. Later, dude. Hurry up.
All right, catch you, dude.
Yeah, get on here. Gene, do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, Prince Among Thieves, Prince Paul album from 1999. That's the cover.
Okay.
And what this is basically, Prince Paul was going to do a hip hop movie, but then he put it to audio. So it's basically like an audio hip hop movie. So there's different scenes, different characters, rappers playing different characters.
Yeah.
Breeze Bruin, who's one of the most underrated MCs of all time, he's the main character on it. It has Kool Keith on it, Big Daddy Kane, Shub Rock, Chris Rock, De La Soul, Everlast, and they all play different characters within the different scenes, which are the different songs of the album, and it all plays out as one narrative. Yeah, it's really, really good, really good.
How have I never heard of this?
I don't know. You do now, though. You've heard now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely check it out. It's great. Yeah.
Wonderful. That sounds like it's relevant to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. And Ronnie, put the YouTube link. Guys, go ahead and write that down and then type it into your browser.
I'll put this album into the chat as well.
All right. My recommendation. Do I have? I don't even know if I got a recommendation. Oh, I got a good recommendation. Okay. Oh, you meant the podcast chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't. Can I? No, I can't.
No.
It's too much. It's too much at the moment.
Right.
I'll try.
I'll go ahead and share it on the screen, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hang on. I can do that.
Yeah, I got you. Look, it's already there.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. You got it? Okay.
That's this one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, make sure you guys.
Prince Among Thieves. Yeah.
Right there, you guys. You guys have access to it now. Please act accordingly. Please.
Yes.
All right. We're back here. Pox Power Ow. My recommendation is to, just have some friends, some really good friends that you can go to Waffle House with,
Yeah.
and just talk and have a good time and laugh. I have friends like that, and it was fun. It's always fun to go Salsitas or Waffle House or Filiberto's or any place that's open 24 hours where you guys can go and just hang out, talk a lot of nonsense, make each other laugh, things like that. It's very good. I recommend Friends.
Yeah.
Genius is related.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Not to get corny, but friends are one of the most important things in life.
Right,
It gets you out of your own head as well, stops you thinking about your own problems and
right.
going to have a laugh. Definitely laughter is the best medicine. So, yeah,
Hmm.
bust each other's balls, that sort of thing. And yeah.
Yeah. And my friends are good because whenever I'm like, you know, feeling upset about something, they basically show me how ridiculous I am looking, being upset about a particular thing. And I'm like, oh, wow, I feel like a real bozo. And then next thing you know, we're laughing and, having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So, how are we doing? What are we doing? We're almost at an hour.
Yeah. I mean, we don't got to go for an hour. We got to go over an hour. But look, let's get it to what's whack.
Okay. It's whack.
I got to, it's whack. It's, it's whack is when you're working with people and everybody's cool except for one guy. He seems really cool at first. Then he ends up, let's just say, snitching on you, getting you in trouble, getting you a good talking to the boss because he doesn't like being quote unquote hazed. He doesn't like when you're joking but he's laughing the whole time with you. He smiles in your face and tells behind your back type of thing. I don't like that. I like to keep it genuine and 100. But basically people who don't like to be who don't listen when they're trained. When I'm training somebody and tell them to do something, I expect them to do it. And if they don't, I yell at them. Gene, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, sure. I've had people yell at me before. It depends. It depends. Like, it depends if they're obviously not caring and not obviously not listening. If they, like some people, they take a while to learn things at first, but when they get it, they really get it. You know what I mean? But if they're just not listening and not caring from the get, yeah, that's just very disrespectful. Yeah.
Right. I'm talking about the kind of guy that is like, you'll tell them, hey, make sure you put this like this. And they're like, yeah, yeah, okay. And they don't do it. You know, like pretty much basically ignoring your direction, even though they say they would do it. But then, like you said, they got other people. Like when the person is like, when I say, "Hey, put this like this" or whatever, and I see they're struggling and they're not really trying to mess it up, but they're just having problems. I'll be like, "Hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah,
It
yeah,
takes a while to get used. I don't yell at those people. I take the time and I give them,
yeah,
the amount of extra attention they need. Just
yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a monster. But if they're
No,
blatantly disrespectful, you know what I mean,
yes,
to me,
then that's another thing. Yeah,
then I yell. Yeah, yeah. But I
yeah.
do have
They need
patience.
to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, except for Spencer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, you mention his name again. He's gonna get beat up.
Yes, sir.
Anyways. Yeah, I want to also recommend patience. Patience is good. I don't have a lot of patience
Yes.
for Spencer, but for other people, I do have a lot of patience for. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me get into another segment real quick. Voice message segment. I got a couple of voicemails that I have and I was gonna play on the show just because they're from Tim Lotte and Goose.
Okay.
Let me see here. Let me pull those up. Voicemail. All right, so let me see. Where's it at? Tim Lotte. No. Okay, this first voicemail comes from Goose. When he calls you, he expects you to answer. I'm just gonna say that. Can we hear it?
Renee.
Oh, there it
You
is.
fucking cocksucking son of a bitch. Answer your motherfucking phone, you stupid piece of shit. Fucking motherfucker. Suck a fucking cock. Fucking fat. Sucking cocksucker motherfucker. Answer your stupid ass fucking phone, you cocksucker. Bye. I love you.
Okay, so there is a voicemail from Jose. He told me to delete it, but I played it on the show. All right, you know what?
He's very fond of 3 or 4 words that he likes
His
to say.
vocabulary is very limited. He barely learned English. We're gonna go ahead and get into Tim Lotte. He's fresh from the border. Tim Lotte left me a voicemail. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay, bitch name motherfucker. You don't want to answer your fucking phone? I see how it is. Eat my fucking tacos and shit. God damn you, motherfucker. I'm pissed. Answer my fucking phone call when I call you next time. I swear to God. I swear to God I go to your house and shit on your PS5. Love you. Bye.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically the end of the voicemail segment.
Shit on your PS5.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the most creative he's been in months, so we'll give it to him. Yeah, so just watch out for those guys. If you don't answer the call, they get very upset very fast. And that's just if you're busy and you don't answer for like one time, that happens. So, just keep that in mind. Ronnie brought up a very important topic for today. It's Memorial Day over here in America, where we honor all of our veterans. Send a shout out to all the veterans that serve. Ronnie's a veteran. Shout out to Ronnie for that, and thank you for your service.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you for the service. This is a great time to bring in our other segment, which will be hand in hand with Memorial Day. This is the Awkward Silence segment. We're going to give a moment of silence for those who've given their life for our country, America, the best country in the world. All right, that's long enough. Yeah, basically, happy Memorial Day, everybody. I'm not working today because of Memorial Day, so thank you guys.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Jeez Louise, I'm sorry, Gene. We really excluded you in that last segment. You're in Australia. I don't know if you guys have Memorial Day over there.
We have
you do?
Anzac. We have something called Anzac Day, which is which stands for Australia New Zealand Army Corps. It's on the 25th of April each year, and it was the Battle of Gallipoli. Lots of people died in World War I.
Yeah,
and we have it each year, so that's probably the closest thing that we have. Yeah,
right. We also have Veterans Day in November, but
Memorial Day. Veterans Day.
Yeah. Wow. You think?
We've been to war too. Not as much as you guys. You guys love war.
No, the powers that be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not you yourself. The powers that be. No.
The general people do not like it. We lose our loved ones, but the powers that be just sit in their fancy mansions and do whatever they want.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of war. I mean, respect to those who had to go, and I'm glad Ronnie's alive. But I'm not a fan of war. I don't like it. Right.
You're supposed to fight hate with love.
And all that, yeah. And it's just, it's I don't know. It's too big a conversation for now. Yeah.
Right. I'm too exhausted to go into that. Normally I would. But it's right now I'm exhausted.
We can touch on it when Ronnie's here next time, when we're both less like blah.
Yeah, we'll both be little sluts. You're right.
Little what?
What did you say? I thought you said we'll both be sluts or something.
No, no, I did not.
I could have swore you said that, but whatever. You know what? My apologies.
Why would I?
I don't know. Might be an Australia thing. I don't know.
And for our next segment,
slut of the week goes to Gene. No. Let me see here. We got a shout out segment, and I need to apologize to everybody. The last episode, we completely forgot. We went 2.5 hours, and we didn't even get to the shout out segment. I'm very disappointed in myself.
Okay.
Do you have any shout outs, Gene?
Yeah. Shout out Evil Corp. Shout out Escape Manor. Shout out Paco's Power Hour and Paco. Shout out Cool Keith. Shout out Ronnie. Shout out Hector Guzman. Shout out Olivia. Shout out Gabby. Shout out Gina. Shout out my parents. And shout out all the little bunnies of the world. And shout out Tam for Serpent recommendation today.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody except for Spencer because he got way too many
And
shout outs.
Slug.
Oh God, I forgot about Slug. Why did you bring him up? Yeah, you know what? Well, shout out to everybody. You know what, including Slug and Spencer. You know, they need love too. They're doing bad. They're both doing they're doing
two little sluts.
right. And they are quite the sluts. I know firsthand with Spencer. But anyways, I revealed too much. It doesn't matter because we're done for today. I'm exhausted. Jim, we went an hour.
Yeah.
Just
we've done an hour. That's enough.
That's enough. I know I'm feeling tired. So
am I. I need to sleep.
Let's both get some rest. All right, man.
Let's get some rest. All right. Peace.
Peace to everybody.